Now, when it comes to Drake, well, if you are ready to see how the Karen of rap is losing his mind right now, and he just tried to frame Kendrick Lamar in the weirdest way while at the same time tried to convince his fans that his tour is not flopping, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And now really, as what we are seeing is not the famous actor we once knew just spiraling out of control, but really with the way Drake just sneaked this Kendrick again, is getting to the point where we have never seen something more weird and disturbing. Listen, make sure to leave that like because this is going to be a good one. And now with that said, well, now when it comes to Karen, well, listen, it was supposed to be a nice day for hip-hop. Jid is about to release a brand new album, and within that, there are supposed to be some very big things coming with that, and I will talk about that when it drops. So if you have not, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to stick around for that must-see video. But unfortunately, before we get to Jid and before the rap game is about to shift their attention to something that people have been waiting for years, in that record, blame old Lou Bray had to find a way to make things about himself once again, and ultimately just continue to be the ultimate engagement farmer who is just humiliating himself and decaying his rap legacy every single time he opens his mouth. And now, of course, as Drake has started off his dreadful Some Special Shows for You tour, there have just been a ton of issues, from canceling shows because you're lazy and then tickets are not moving the way you wanted to then just so many other embarrassing things like getting toilet paper thrown at you, to then having to read lyrics off of a prompter. Overall, this entire tour is a mess, and it's really giving Drake, I think, worse exposure than even the Anita Max Win tour did, just in terms of how bad the optics have been. All while Kendrick Lamar is having the greatest rap tour of all time, arguably, simultaneously going on within the same cities, but just in bigger stadiums and with an actual good performance. And so now what Lou Bray has ended up doing to try and convince everybody that everything's all right and that his career is not in shambles and that this tour is not a disaster and that it may not even get canceled, is to do what his favorite thing is, which is to not look at the charts anymore because things have not gone well there. And it's not to get in the booth, write raps, or do anything good for yourself artistically, but it's to get to none other than posting on social media. And now what's so clear now is that it's Drake's new song, Which One Flopped, and Drake really seems like he has no idea what he is doing creatively or artistically for the Iceman record and how he's going to make sure that that thing doesn't just fail miserably. Well, what Drake does seem like he is putting his time into is digging up every single thing he possibly can to try and make this tour look positive and like it's a good thing, as everybody's least favorite 40-year-old Stranger Things fanatic put together 11 pictures to make a slideshow to try and convince people that this show is good. And listen, we are just going to unfortunately skim through it and really see what Drake has going on here, which, first off, Drake really wanted his 142 million followers to see this awful quality picture of what looks like people in the crowd and people at the show, which, hey, we do know there are a bunch of losers who are making sure that who still have a platform, so it's good to see them all together. And honestly, what's really funny about this is that the picture is in such low quality that you can't see Drake's lyric teleprompter, which really is just showing that he is hiding and scrambling from the fact that he really is a fraud. And now within this, while Drake is trying to show love to athletes like Holland, and then he's also saying something about Johnny Manziel again, because I guess these are the only athletes he has left in his corner, where this really gets pathetic and where we really see this spiral out of control is where Drake just straight up starts posting some of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. And I'm not even going to show one of the videos he posted because it's genuinely disgusting and I don't even think I'm allowed to play it here. But now beyond these pictures, which are trying to make this tour look like this fun thing that everybody wants to be a part of, where this thing just took the worst turn and where Drake has continued to show that he has this awful obsession with Kendrick Lamar, is by doing the one thing that I don't think I have been more baffled by than any single creative decision in the history of hip-hop, which is this whole idea of making a concept album around Pinocchio, which I won't even go into all the weird jokes and everything about that, but what Drake did was of course include a picture of Pinocchio on the TV screen, which first off shows that Drake is watching this movie over and over again, which, just for references, Pusha T says that he has modeled the way he raps off of the Joker films, Tony Soprano, and classic horror films. And then in contrast to this, you see Drake watching Pinocchio and using that to build his entire album. Well, first off, that definitely does not make Not Like Us just look like a more true record than ever, but it's just weird. What possibly are you going to achieve by doing this other than trying to send these weird disses? But of course, Drake has no artistic ability in terms of creating depth in his music, and his fans are media illiterate. This of course means nothing other than using some weird gimmick to try and diss Kendrick Lamar and make this whole message that you are trying to send to him and just get across however you can. And now
really within this claim to just beg people to come to your concert to include this and to try and rile people up, and especially Kendrick Lamar at that. Well, to be honest, I just think it's pathetic how you continue to over and over again, not just show off your fake abs in this photo or anything like that, but how you can simultaneously be so obsessed and hyper fixated with Kendrick Lamar that you have pretty much created your own language of subliminal disses to keep reminding people that you don't like them and that you're trying to plan against them. But at the same time, because of the way things went out, you are so scared to say his name directly and engage in any sort of real and respectable conflict lyrically that you're just never going to address the actual point. And this is really why Drake as an idea, artist, and anything else he stands for is so baffling, and why anybody who supports him is just not a hip-hop fan, however they want to draw it up. Because again, when you just have a man who dispels so much of the art form with these strange and disgusting things that he is doing, and yet he is obsessed with taking down the king of the genre right now, but within the most disingenuous ways. Listen, I don't even know what the point of this is anymore, and what you could genuinely be trying to achieve as a 40-year-old Stranger Things fanatic from this. Because truly, besides just enticing your fans more to believe in this delusion and just further go down this rabbit hole of L's, you're not actually doing anything. And if anything, Kendrick Lamar is only respecting you less. But really now, what I will say is, now that as the rap game is about to get a lot more fun, as we are bound to get a really exciting album that's going to command the attention of the culture, well, at least for a little while, we are going to get some sort of a Drake break. And we will just see this loser get pushed to the side, out of the spotlight, and not be able to get the attention he needs. Which for me is, there's going to be another lyrical rapper who's trying to follow in the footsteps of Kendrick and the Clips, just do something great. And who knows what surprises are on this thing, because again, if you had Eminem on the prelude to the album, what are you going to have in store for us on the Fool thing? Listen, I'm just happy for that. And for Drake, listen, you're doing terrible. We've seen the toilet paper this week. We've seen the Pinocchio stuff. It's all weird. It's all not working. Your tour is a mess. And while you can try to act like it's not with this weird post and send more disses Kendrick Lamar's way, well, as he is going to continue to win and you're going to continue to lose, and in due time and at the very next shows, I'm sure you are going to get humiliated again. Because from getting caught not knowing your lyrics to a song that dropped in February to literally having your own fans throw toilet paper at you, which is the ultimate disrespect, I mean, it is just incomprehensible how down you are. And with you just still acting like this, what it is showing is that you're not learning. And as you are just purely delusional at this point, everything is only about to get a lot worse from here. And so now, with all of this said, let me know what you think about these weird disses that Drake just had to get out at Kendrick Lamar and to try and lie about his show in terms of just making this thing look a lot better than it is. And what do you think is going to fail next? Now, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about all of this. Now, if you made it to this point in the video and you are also excited for that JID album, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Now, if you want to see how right before this, well, Drake just got caught not knowing his lyrics and it was really bad, and at the same time as this, Kendrick Lamar just trolled him on tour, check out the suggested video.